Hi, I'm Yesenia Rodriguez, Deputy City Secretary for the City of McAllen. Here's a short video to help you vote in our next city election. When entering the polling location, the voter will provide the required identification to the poll worker. Once the poll worker has verified the information, the poll worker will be given an activation card and proceed to the express vote machine. Voter will proceed with the following steps. Step 1. Hand the activation card to the poll worker so they may insert the card in the machine and select a preferred language. Step 2. Voter will touch the screen to make selections. Step 3. Verify your selections. Step 4. Print activation card and review your selections. Before exiting the polls, the activation card must be inserted into the tabulator to cast your vote. Do not leave the polling location without doing this. If you have any questions about our voting process, please contact the City Secretary's office at 956-681-1020.
Welcome to the City of McAllen for a special report. McAllen is having a general election, and voters are deciding between mayor, city commissioner, MPU trustee, and 3 propositions. We're going to bring you the numbers throughout the night. We have 1 hour until the polls close. Remember, if you're in line standing in one of the districts waiting to vote, stay in line, and you will be allowed to vote as long as you're in line before 7 o'clock. Everyone will be given a chance to vote. You can watch MCN right here in Spectrum Channel 1300. You can catch us on McAllen.net. And you can also follow us on social media for the latest results tonight. Remember, you have 1 hour to vote. We have mayor, commissioner races going on, and MPU trustee races going on. So go on out there. You have an hour. Take your time to vote tonight. And continue watching MCN 1300 for your latest coverage.
Pray, Father, that you give us understanding of the issues and the strength to do what's right. We pray all these things in your precious name. Amen.
Amen.
You may be seated. I'm going to do that before 4 minutes. We have a presentation of a few awards. Mark?
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, Mayor, board members, we don't typically do this. I don't know if we've ever done this. And some may see this as kind of bragging on ourselves. We don't like to do that. But these awards that we got recently, and we've had several, are more indicative and reflective of our staff. And that's why I decided to go ahead and present these before a meeting. This has nothing to do, well, it's got something to do with me, but this is more about the staff and how they run their departments on the water and wastewater side. So we're just very proud of them, and that's why I wanted to have Jessica come up here and just give a brief explanation on the Blue Legacy Award and the Water Conservation and Reuse Awards that we recently were recognized for. Jessica?
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
There is an ever-growing demand for water, which makes conservation crucial to our state. Utilities have come up with solutions for responsible management of our water resources to meet future needs. For more than 20 years, McAllen Public Utility has invested in using reclaimed water to conserve potable water. In 2019, MPU's North Wastewater Treatment Plant began producing Type 1 reclaimed water, and in 2020, the City of McAllen saved 145,693,200 gallons of potable water through commercial and residential reuse. Each year, the Texas section of the American Water Works Association Conservation and Reuse Division recognizes those who have demonstrated excellence in water conservation and reuse practices. McAllen Public Utility received the Small Utility Direct Water Conservation and Reuse Award, which is this one right here. Additionally, the Save Texas Water Council awarded McAllen Public Utility a Blue Legacy Award. For this award, recognition is given to water suppliers that have demonstrated outstanding and innovative commitment to the state's mission of promoting responsible management of water resources as well as conservation of Texas water resources. Both of these awards were presented at the 2021 Texas Water Virtual Conference Awards Ceremony on March 18, 2021. Congratulations to MPU.
Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you, Jessica.
So again, board members, just to kind of recap, so there's these two recently, I believe for 2020, we won Operator of the Year, Wastewater Operator of the Year at our North Plant, and we even received an award for Elected Official of the Year, and that's for the former PUB trustee Tony Aguirre, who served about 27 years-ish on the PUB. So a lot of awards recently. Like I said, board members, that's not something that we love to announce, but it does recognize the staff's hard work, and so that's why we're bringing that to you all today. That's what we wanted to
certainly,
present to
we
you.
Appreciate the acknowledgments that we've received due to staff's hard work, and I guess the philosophical thoughts that we have as a board in providing the services that we do. We also had our director of wastewater as front page news and magazine not too long ago also.
That's right.
Made the cover of a industry publication, which I think is outstanding also. But it exemplifies the process. It exemplifies us as a board, because we strive as a board as well as the utility to do those things that are right and appropriate and thoughtful and utilizes the assets that we have to the best of our ability. And our greatest asset is our people, from our general manager down to water line and wastewater line repair crews. So I commend all of them for having contributed to what we've been recognized for, and I want to thank them. If we can, if there's any other comment?
Yeah, only that is never, ever taken for granted. The work of the employees, ever taken for granted.
Nope.
Very, very appreciated.
Public information or the lack of public information sometimes gets us in trouble. This is such a significant accomplishment by PUB for having envisioned the idea of tertiary treated sewer and going beyond reality and selling our commodity at a profit, which is like crazy. You know, we're selling McAllen water back to folks in Tres Lagos who are using Sherryland water to give it back to us so we can treat it and give it back to them again. It's an amazing story that the public needs to know about, and I don't know what budget there is to communicate that in a formal way. But the city has some great PR folks, and they ought to be able to figure out a way to tell this story. It's a great story, and there's no other city in South Texas, and I'm not sure there's very many other cities in Texas that are doing what we're doing, and we ought to beat our chest and be proud of what y'all have accomplished, because this has happened in a relatively short period of time from an idea. that made sense. We can conserve water, we can deliver water to 2 power plants that are using our treated water and paying for it. That was a crazy thing that we envisioned 20 years ago. And we thought we were stealing from them at 20 cents a thousand. And now they're paying 80 cents a thousand. Anyway, I just think it's a story that ought to be told. And I'm sure Mark and his crew will figure out how to do it, but it's something worth reporting. And maybe it's a mailer insert in the bill, or maybe it's just a newspaper ad that passes it on.
Well, to quote a wise gentleman I heard speak some time ago, there is a good time to boast about what you have been able to accomplish.
Absolutely.
Mr. Chair, if I might, I'm not the elected member of the board, but I'm proud to serve with you guys for, I guess, quite a few years, and been your city attorney for a long time. But I appreciate, this might be my last meeting, so I appreciate you having me on my board. I hope I'll be on a couple more, but no, this may be the last one. But I've been on Region M since 2003, I think it is, and that was the original state planning group as a result of the drought of 2001. And I've seen, in part of the planning group, I see the water strategies for every city between here and Eagle Pass. And south from Falfurrias and those areas, and and I'm always proud to be on that board because McAllen shines. It really shines in the whole region, and so it's not only recognized here, but certainly at the Texas Water Development Board and all you do. Whenever I talk to them on my Region M business, I get not special treatment, but I get recognized from being a part of the McAllen PUB. So. Proud to be a part of it, and you guys do a fantastic job. And we get a lot of the glory up here, but all the credits out there, and appreciate what you all do. So thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. If we get back to our items on the agenda, and the first item will be the approval of the minutes for the regular meeting held April the 13th, 2021.
To approve as presented.
Motion to approve is presented. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 1A, please.
Item
2A, please.
is consideration and authorization to declare equipment and property as surplus. I have Elvira Alonso here from the Director of Public Works Department. Elvira, thank you.
Thank you, Chairman.
Welcome.
Members of the board. If I may take the opportunity to tell you that I am extremely honored and truly privileged to have accompanied a group of your fine employees along with Mark Vega to assist San Angelo, Texas in their need of that freezing weather and their water issues over there. And I can tell you that they are a fine, if not the top of the crop. I am extremely, again, honored and privileged to have been a part of that experience. And so I want to commend you for your award and congratulate you, and also give you and all of your team a big round of applause. Because it's not easy to accomplish what you do. So thank you for that opportunity. Again, back to the agenda item. Public Works is requesting your authorization to declare surplus 75 miscellaneous items that have been identified as unusable, inoperable, and obsolete. The city conducts routinely different audits as needed to dispose of the equipment and property that becomes unfeasible to repair. Proceeds of the sale of that auction are returned to the corresponding fund. Public Works recommends approval to declare said items surplus. Any questions?
You've heard the recommendation of staff. May I have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion?
Thank
Hearing
you.
none, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Thank you, Elvira.
Thank you, Elvira.
Next item, please.
Item 3A, Mr. Chairman, is consideration and approval of resolution authorizing the filing of a Texas Water Development Board application for financial assistance through the Texas Water Development Board SWIFT program for an AMI/AMR infrastructure upgrade project. Board members, we were on the City Commission agenda last night. That was approved at City Commission. And again, this is just to pass a resolution to apply for a loan. And this is the last meeting that we could, because of time constraints, that we can approve this before we have to apply. So This is non-committal at this point. It'll be committal after we apply, and that's probably about 3 weeks away. And so this is the resolution to allow us to apply for that loan.
You've heard staff's recommendation. May I have a motion, please? Motion to approve. Do I have a second? Okay. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 5A, please.
Item 4A.
Oh, I'm
Mr.
sorry,
Chairman,
4A.
is discussion and approval for BEJ subdivision. Rafael?
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Red Barn.
I know. See, I hate this barn. We're going to lose Red Barn. It was where Red Barn was a restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, oh, yeah.
What this is, it's Red Barn.
Yes, sir. This property is located on the north side of Violet Avenue and on the west side of McCall Road. It is located within the McAllen city limits and is being proposed as C3 commercial. The tract consists of 1.36 acres and will be a single lot for commercial use. The applicant is proposing to utilize the existing water service to service the property, which would connect to an existing water line at the intersection of Violet and McCall. Should multiple suites be established, staff would request individual water services for each suite. The applicant is also proposing to utilize the existing sewer service to service the property, which would connect to an existing sewer line on the north side of the property. Staff recommends approval of the proposed subdivision subject to dedication of a utility easement, possibly along the perimeter of the property, installation of the proposed public utility infrastructure reconstructed as proposed, payment of a waterline reimbursement to MPU in the amount of $4,861.49 for the
Hey guys, it's Leah Yades with the City of McAllen. I want to remind everybody today's election day. You have a little less than an hour to go vote, but if you're in line by 7 o'clock, you still have an opportunity to vote. I want to remind you that the candidates that are running are for Mayor, City Commission 1, 2, 3, and 6, MPUB, Trust Place B, and propositions. Remember, they close the polls at 7, but if you're still in line at 7, you still have the opportunity to go ahead and vote. Also, you can find the election results on our Facebook page. We're going to keep going live here at our cable channel 1300 on Spectrum, and facebook.com/McAllen, Texas, twitter.com, McAllen, Texas, and our website, McAllen.net.
With 2 options, a 1-year and a 2-year implementation. Staff is recommending approval of a 1-year implementation effective October 1st, 2021.
You've heard staff's recommendation. May I have a motion and a second?
So move.
Any discussion?
We
discussed it.
Consumption?
I'm sorry, sir?
Said for public consumption?
Yes, sir.
We had a great presentation in our workshop on this particular item. It was an extraordinarily well done, very professional, very comprehensive overview over the wage and compensation for our folks. And as a farmer staffer, I can testify to the uniqueness of what y'all did. And I'm highly supportive of the effort, and I vote in favor of doing this.
Last night, we considered it at the city, and, it's always a balance to write to the ratepayers or taxpayers and employees, and so we went with the 1-year implementation based on our fund balance, and I checked our fund balance for utility board, and we're pretty healthy there too, so I think we can pay our employees what they should be paid and keep the rates down for our ratepayers. I think you guys do a great job at that.
Win-win.
Yeah, just to echo what was said at the workshop, Christine, it's a very, very difficult job. It is a tough job to balance that, and we're proud of what you did too. And thanks again to Russell for coming down and helping us get through that process.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Well, we do appreciate all the hard work, Chris. And Jeff, thank you for heading it up. And it is, as has been said, a very concise report that has led us to a decision to implement in a 1-year time frame. So, any other comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Thank you so much.
With gusto.
Next item, please.
Next item is item 6A, which is our tabled item. We tabled this at the last meeting, board members. This is discussion and possible approval of a septic tank variance for the property on Cantu Road, 3/4 miles north of Montecristo Road. Rafael?
This item was originally on the agenda last meeting. A vote will be needed in order to remove the item from the table.
I'll entertain a motion to remove it from the table.
Motion removed from table.
Second. Motion and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Yes. This property is located on the west side of Cantu Road and approximately 3,960 feet north of Montecristo Road. It is located outside of the McAllen city limits, but within the city's ETJ and sewer CCN, and there's no interest from the developer to have the property annexed. It is being proposed to be used for single-family homes, 609 lots, with the subdivision having an acreage of 369.99 acres. The nearest sewer line is approximately 19,000 feet away, located at the intersection of Sherry Road and Montecristo. A meeting was held with the developer to discuss the options of connecting to MPU's sewer system with a possible connection on Conway Avenue. Due to the timeline of the sewer line extending to Conway Avenue, the option was dismissed. The developer is requesting approval of a septic tank variance for the proposed subdivision, having half-acre lots, but is not willing to install internal sewer lines to prepare for a future connection to MPU sewer system when available. MPU standard required area for a septic tank variance is a minimum 1 acre. The county requires a minimum of half acre. With this, it is also recommended that a connection be done from the septic tank to the right-of-way line to the newly installed main line internally. Staff recommends approval of the proposed septic tank variance as requested.
So move. Have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
What was the motion? I'm sorry.
To approve staff's recommendation.
Well, we're getting ready to build a 600 lots colonia. That's what we're getting ready to do that we can't annex. So you can thank the state legislature for this. We'll be back there in 20 years fixing this mess.
Well, the developer has agreed to run the sewer line, Mr. Mayor, so that will make it a lot easier. When we do get there, we connect to our main line, and nobody's got a crystal ball, but Tres Lagos Phase 2 goes to Conway south of Montecristo. So it may not be as long as we think it will, but who knows? But when we do get there, we know that the connection will be easy and that whole subdivision will be on sewer at that point.
Well, that was the reason we tabled it last time.
Correct. That's the reason we tabled it
So they've
last
agreed
time.
to do what we're requesting. Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, go ahead.
You and I talked earlier in the week about this, and I'm concerned about the subdivision itself. Not so much the sewer part, but the subdivision itself. According to the plat, they're 30-foot wide streets, not 50-foot wide streets.
In our discussion with the engineer, who's Mr. Alfonso Quintanilla, is here, when we met with the developer, that was one of the questions we asked, and they said that they were going to, at least the message was that they were going to comply with all city standards as far as streets and drainage. Alfonso, you?
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Alfonso Quintanilla, Head and Associates Engineers from Edinburgh. Yes, we agree with that.
But has the Planning and Zoning staff and Planning and Zoning Commission reviewed the plat? Or are we getting it in advance of that?
We're getting in advance of that, because usually in septic tanks, they don't want to go through the process and pay for the process if we won't approve the septic tanks. So that will trigger them to go ahead and then go through the planning process.
We will comply with all of the city of McAllen requirements as far as the street right-of-ways, whether it be 50, 60, 80, depending on the quarter of a mile and half a mile as required by the city thoroughfare plan. All the planning requirements will be adhered to.
I had a question. When your sewer gets out there, how are you going to ensure that the property owners hook into your sewer line if they already got a septic system in? Don't they have to have some plumbing to do, the additional plumbing to do that?
Well, Mr. Mayor, board member, and we discussed this, Mark and his staff. The proposed internal sewer system is gonna have the connection up to the property line, just like any subdivision here in the city. So when the homeowner hires a builder to build a home, then their plumber connects, the home to the service connection. Everything is gonna be ready just like it was inside the city.
Well, and Mayor, I get it. I
don't
agree with you.
understand that.
I agree with you, the legislature messed up, but I mean, a lot of people are doing these kind of subdivisions out there, and I wouldn't want to pinpoint you all.
No, and it's not just you. I've seen them in the western part of the county is even worse than this.
Yeah.
There's no drainage or anything out there. But I don't understand. So you're saying, so I got my sewer in my house right now. It doesn't go to a septic tank, and when the city puts it in, where's it? Then it has to bypass the septic tank.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. When the sewer becomes available and ready, the homeowner, through his licensed plumber, will reroute from the septic to where we are leaving the sewer connection in the front of the lot.
Yeah, but who enforces that? What if I'm happy with my septic and I don't want to pay a plumber and pay a city sewer bill and all that stuff?
I don't have an answer for that.
And the question is always similar to other sewer lines that we've run for, I'll use Northgate as an example. So we run a sewer down a street that's been on septic tank for years, and that's always the issue. Well, now I've got to run a service line all the way from my septic tank all the way to the connection point. And so what we would encourage you all, from the discussion that we had, you weren't selling these lots, you were going to build on yourselves. So because it's private property, but we would encourage a service line from the septic tank to the right-of-way. That way, that's truly a flip of the switch, because that's what is usually the obstacle when people want to get off septic tank, is now you've got to cut through landscaping, you've got to cut through a driveway, concrete, you've got to cut through X amount to get your service line to the septic tank. If that's installed when you build the home, that service line, and that's a 4-inch line.
Yes.
It's literally a flip of the switch, and all you do is fill in your septic tank with sand, and you're done. So,
Mayor, I'm the developer of Oscar Cuellar. We'll do that to keep you, make sure you're good with that.
I wouldn't blame them. If I'm out there and my septic tank's working and I got to pay a couple $100 or whatever and go on, I wouldn't blame them to do it. But
we'll get that done. It's 4-inch PVC, no big deal. But you have a subdivision just south of this one that doesn't have, and the issue I have with this, Mayor, the city keeps acquiring ETJ. I'm ready for you to hook up to the sewer. Where's your sewer line? That's the issue we have. It prevents. Last time after this meeting, I went to an event and there was 4 city commissioners there, and 2 running and 2 there. And the first thing my banker said, man, I wish you'd find a piece of property elsewhere besides McAllen. And the city commissioners were like, what do you mean? Because we have to meet all these regulations, all these demands, and there's a demand for this product because there's subdivisions just to the west of this, as you can see on this map, and just to the south of this, that service this kind of people that need this type of product.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, one other thing. What about the Sherryland Water Supply Corporation line to your fire hydrants? Has that got sufficient pressure? Have you verified that?
Yes, we are in communication with them already. As we speak here, we will comply with the installation of the fire hydrant as required by the fire marshal's office, every 500 feet, whatever is the requirement, the minimum size of 8 inches. So Mr. Cuellar, here's a developer, he will pay to install all these lines accordingly.
And I'm just going to ask you, and this is not my business as a utility board member, but are you going to provide street lights in that subdivision?
Yes, I can answer for him because it's a requirement from the county.
But the county doesn't pay for street lights.
They do now. Yes, I do this a lot out there all over the place. In recent months, the County of Hidalgo, actually the Commissioner's Court, approved now a new requirement, an ordinance through the new subdivisions, and the developer pays upfront for the installation of the actual light fixtures, that's a given, and also the developer is required to pay for 1 year per light to sustain the monthly bill. And then after the year, the county already has a mechanism in place to pay AEP or Magic Valley, depending who supplies.
And the county's going to have trouble with the rest of the 300,000 people who live in outside limits that they're going to put fire hydrants. You're lucky.
Yes, we are.
You'll be able to sell your subdivision a lot sooner because the vast majority of people in the county don't have fire. streetlights.
No, I realize that, but I can, doing this type of work, the county has, just like you all have done tremendous work for your community, the county really has stepped up and require a lot of things also, like streetlights, fire hydrants, all of these things.
The only problem I have, Mark, is to make him do something that we didn't ask everybody else to do. If we're making him do this extra thing to go into so their people can get plumbing, if we didn't ask other people to do it, and we don't have, if it's not one of our requirements, why are we gonna make him do it?
I
It's not
agree.
fair.
I agree, and that's why I said I strongly recommend, because if you have, and these are half-acre lots, so these are not small lots. I'm sure the houses are going to be set back, who knows, 70, 100 feet back from the right-of-way. So that really makes it prohibitive sometimes for a homeowner to now, 10 years from now, cut through landscaping and driveways and whatever they've got to get to their septic tank. That would be much, much cheaper for a 4-inch PVC line to get to the right-of-way, and it's literally at that point a connection. But that's why I say I strongly recommend that, because we
don't have a problem. Mr. Quer here acknowledged that he's willing to do that.
Okay.
On that condition, I vote that they're willing to do that, although, and it's no offense.
Hey guys, this is Leah Yades with the McAllen General and Special Election coverage.
I'm Roy Cantu, and let's go down through some of the races that are happening tonight in the city of McAllen. For mayor, we have Veronica Vela Whitaker, Michael Fallick, Javier Villalobos, Othel E. Brand Jr., Shahid Rashid, and you have until 7 o'clock tonight to vote, so you still have 30 minutes to go out there and cast your ballot.
Yes, guys, for Commissioners District 1, we have Lucia Thompson, Antonio Aguirre, and Timothy Wilkins.
For Commissioner District 2, you have Joaquin Javier Zamora. He's an incumbent, and he had no opposition.
And for Commissioner District 3, we have Thelma Itamez, Mario Reina, Julio Omar Quintanilla, which is our current commissioner.
We also have a special election for Commissioner District 6. Since Veronica Vela Whitaker is running for mayor, you have the candidates for her District 6, Jose Pepe Cabeza de Vaca, Lawrence Esparza, Andres Fernando Salinas, Andrew Perez, Myra Gutierrez.
And for MPUB Trustee Place A, we have Charles Edward Almonds. He didn't have somebody running against him.
And then we also have a special election in the MPU for Trustee Place B. That's the seat that's held by Antonio Aguirre, and Mike Blum is filling in for him. And currently we have 3 people running for that race for Mike Blum's seat, which is Jaime Enriquez, Don Goldhammer, Ricardo Rick Godinez.
And for MPUB Trustee Place D, we have Ernest Ray Williams.
Of course, there's 6 districts in McAllen, so there's 6 different voting locations. You want to tell them, Leah?
Yes, I'm going to have the voting locations. The voting locations for District 1, we have Gonzales Elementary. District 2, we have Lark Community Center. District 3, we have Achieve Early College High School. And for District 4, we have Palmview Community Center. And for District 5, McAllen High School. And District 6, Fields Elementary School. So you guys can go out there. You have 30 minutes to go out and vote.
If you're standing in line, you will be allowed to vote. So as long as you're there before 7 o'clock, you can cast your vote. There's also 3 propositions in this year's election. Proposition A is for term limits. The city charter should be updated to establish term limits for the office of mayor and city commissioner. There's also Proposition B, eligibility for office. Article 3, Section 7 of the city charter should be updated to require that the mayor and each of the 6 commissioners shall be at least 21 years of age and resided within the corporate limits of McAllen for the at least 6 months preceding the election. And Proposition C, general updates. The city charter should be updated to remove the requirement that officials post a cash bond, eliminate unnecessary references to gender, allow for annexation authority consistent with the state law, and to reflect the correct dates that the elections are held.
And remember, guys, you can also find the election results on our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/McAllen, Texas, twitter.com also /McAllen, City of McAllen, and our website, that's McAllen.net. That's where we'll be giving you all the results as soon as we get them.
And of course, continue watching MCN 1300 for the latest results. We're going to be here until the last vote is counted. For the City of McAllen, I'm Roy Cantu.
And I'm Leah Yades. Keep watching.
Raises on the tax rolls, the county gets almost 100% benefit of the additional taxes and gets released of all the obligations of drainage, streets, street lights, brush collection, everything that they don't do or they have to pay for, they get relieved of. And not one county commissioner is up there in Austin saying, "Oh, we don't think non-annexation is a bad idea or is a good idea." I mean, it's amazing to me, amazing.
Well, we solved that problem a couple of years ago in cooperation with a different county commissioner in Holland Subdivision, and it cost quite a bit of money, but the people that were living in that subdivision reaped the benefit. Sewer and drainage.
Over $10 million. Would have been cheaper to buy everybody out and move them someplace.
Possibly.
Because the county gave them that when they're outside city limits.
Santa Cruz Ranch. Del Rancho Road.
All right.
$10 million fix.
It's something to contemplate, the issues that we have and what may or may become substandard housing again. So, item 7, please.
Item
Future
7
agenda items.
is future agenda items. Board members, if there's something off the top of your head that you'd like to see in the future, please let us know.
Well,
Anybody?
I won't be here, so then.
Well, you can lay down the gauntlet if you want to, Mayor, but, you know, I hope you don't.
No, what?
I said you could lay down a gauntlet if you wanted to, but I hope you don't.
He'll be here. I'll be here.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Item 8, please, Counselor.
We've taken care of executive session after the workout, after the workshop.
And,
Felt like a workout.
And no action to take.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to remind everybody that today at 7 is the last absentee voting in the City of McAllen in our school races. And in 1 week, this coming Saturday is Election Day, May 1. Polls open from 7 to 7. So please exercise your right and responsibility to go and vote.
I would second that one for sure. Go vote. Any other things? Motion to adjourn, please.
Second.
Motion second. We're adjourned.
And with that action, this meeting of the McAllen Public Utility Board is now adjourned. Regular PUB meetings are held on the second and fourth Tuesday of each month. Look for repeats of this meeting on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday on the McAllen Cable Network.
It doesn't matter what age you're at, there's something that you can do to help the environment.
Little Enrique and his mother Alicia have a very significant family tradition.
Myself and my 2 sons and my husband go out there to help out clean our community.
It's a mission that this family takes very seriously, even during these scorching temperatures.
It's hot out there, but at the end, we have to remember that we're doing this for a great cause. And it's a couple of hours, and I mean, it's one day. We can do it.
Their latest undertaking was at the Great American Cleanup and Don't Mess with Texas Trash Off back in April, where they made a very interesting discovery.
As we were cleaning, we saw this large piece of cardboard. We're like, well, we got to pick it up. We got to have to take it to the designated area. And when we opened it up, it was Little Mermaids.
You heard right. They found this life-size Mermaid's photo cardboard cutout, used more than likely for a party.
So we went ahead and my son, Enrique, myself, and my husband decided to pose with the 3 cutouts, and my older son Daniel took the picture.
They snapped a photo for not only a memory of this odd finding, but also for a new app created by the city of McAllen to make cleanups like these fun and competitive for all participants.
They were able to take pictures of odd items as they went down their route looking for them. And then once we got the pictures, the judges were able to get on the app and then judge the photographs.
So while Alicia and her family walked this life-size cutout for almost 15 minutes down Olana, they thought about their chances of winning the big prize.
If this is not weird, if it doesn't place in the top 3, I don't know what weird and crazy is.
They knew the competition would be a nail-biter, considering the strange trash volunteers have found in the past.
Last year, our oddest item was a set of dentures. We don't know how somebody lost their dentures.
This year's winner would get a chance to chew over a $20 dining gift card plus a Kona Ice Party package.
And they went ahead and did the the price of the weirdest item collected, and they happened to announce Alicia Gutierrez with the Little Mermaids, and we're like jumping up and down. We're like, yes.
Not only did they win the local competition, but they also won the statewide contest held by Keep Texas Beautiful, Don't Mess with Texas, for the Great American Cleanup, for the oddest item found in the statewide cleanup initiative to help motivate and encourage citizens to participate, an honor and strange accolade that the city of McAllen has held now for the past 2 years.
I want to teach my children to go ahead and give back to the community. I want to teach them that it's good to protect our environment. It is our home.
And it looks like little Enrique has certainly embraced that lesson.
We don't just do it for the pride, we do it for the community and environment and the earth to keep it clean.
For the city of McAllen, I'm Mary Avila.
Hi, I'm Yesenia Rodriguez, Deputy City Secretary for the City of McAllen. Here's a short video to help you vote in our next city election. When entering the polling location, the voter will provide the required identification to the poll worker. Once the poll worker has verified the information, the poll worker will be given an activation card and proceed to the express vote machine. Voter will proceed with the following steps. Step 1. Hand the activation card to the poll worker so they may insert the card in the machine and select a preferred language. Step 2. Voter will touch the screen to make selections. Step 3. Verify your selections. Step 4. Print activation card and review your selections. Before exiting the polls, the activation card must be inserted into the tabulator to cast your vote. Do not leave the polling location without doing this. If you have any questions about our voting process, please contact the City Secretary's office at 956-681-1020.
My name is Helena Martin, and I'm a muralist from Austin, Texas. I'm classically trained as a medical illustrator, which is this weird niche where you draw body parts and surgeries. And in 2015, I left my job and I moved to Austin to become an artist. And I did graffiti for a long time, which I don't agree with anymore, and but I learned how to paint that way, and I quit doing graffiti and I started doing murals, and now I do murals full time. like about murals or just public art in general is that it's much more inclusive. Fine art, canvas art is something only a small group of people get to see in a gallery. But art in the streets, everyone can appreciate that. And for me, it's a gift to the community. What happened here was that the director of Kingdom Monson Law saw one of my murals in Austin, and she contacted me there. So the client usually has an idea. Kingdom Monson Law wanted a native bird on a native landscape, and then I create a rendering, a digital drawing, and then the client gives me feedback on that. In this case, it was through Colleen and her team at Kingdom Monson Law, which probably included some people from the city of McAllen as well. The green jay is native to the valley, to the Rio Grande Valley, and I just love the colors, and it's also part of the branding for Kingdom Monson Law as well, so it seemed fitting.
The freedom to travel brings us closer. It's true for families, friends, even cultures. Need some freedom in your life? I know a place. I know a place where the freedom to explore your world is closer than you think. I know McAllen International Airport. McAllen is close, easy, and safe. It's the place travelers have chosen as the #1 place to fly.
Hey guys, this is Leah Yadis again with the McAllen General Special Election coverage.
I'm Roy Cantu, and let me give you some of the races that are happening tonight. We have races for Mayor, Commissioner District 1, Commissioner District 2, Commissioner District 3, and a special election for Commissioner District 6, plus MPU Trustee Place A, MPU special election for Trustee B, and MPU Trustee Place D.
Now you guys have until 7 to vote. Right now it's 6:45, so you still have 15 minutes. But if you get to the line at 7, you could still vote. You just stay on the line, and they will take your vote. Now the districts where you could vote: District 1 is Gonzales Elementary. District 2 is Lark Community Center. District 3 is Achieve Early College. District 4 is Palmview Community Center. District 5 is McAllen High School, and District 6 is Fields Elementary School.
Also in the election, voters are going to decide for Proposition A, term limits for the mayor and city commissioners, Proposition B, eligibility for office, and Proposition C, just updating the city charter. If you're standing in line before 7 o'clock, you will be allowed to vote. Don't get out of line. Anyone who's in line before 7 will be allowed to vote if the lines are long.
And remember, you could also keep watching us here on Spectrum 1300 and on our Facebook. That's facebook.com/McAllen, Texas, twitter.com/City of McAllen, and on our website, that's McAllen.net. So you can keep watching us for the latest results.
And of course, continue watching. We'll be getting the numbers here. The city secretary's office is conducting the election, and they will be counting the votes and putting them up in our city commission room, and we will give them out to you as we get them. For the city of McAllen, I'm Roy Cantu.
And I'm Leah Yadis.
Police Department, brace for natural disasters and return to the spotlight as a border city. But as is the nature of our community, these extreme challenges drew us together, not apart. The theme for today's event reflects the perseverance of its citizens, still McAllen strong. The resolve of McAllen citizens, business owners, and civic leaders was put to the test over and over again, and this community stepped up over and over again, supporting each other whenever and however possible. As you reflect on your own experiences, your first inclinations may have been of fear, helplessness, hopelessness, but there is no doubt that when you saw a need arise, each of you, despite your own hardships, lifted up one another. These moments thread through the fabric of the strength that makes up this amazing community. Together, we are still McAllen strong. Your attendance here today speaks to the strength of this community. Please remain seated as we begin today with the invocation led by Senior Pastor Julio Guanetti with the Calvary Baptist Church.
Thank you and good morning. Would you join me as we pray? Heavenly Father, today as we gather here, we acknowledge you as the giver of all good things. We thank you for this day and for this opportunity to gather here, which we've often taken for granted, but we thank you for it. As already has been said, this has been a challenging year through the pandemic and the loss of police and hurricane and ice storm and immigration challenges. You have been present and you have made our city stronger. And for that, we thank you. We thank you for our civic leaders. We thank you for our first responders. We thank you for our educators, for those in the front lines. We thank you for our police. We thank you, God, for those in the food industry and business people and every citizen of this great city of McAllen. We thank you. And we pray your blessing on this meeting. We ask that you bless this food, that you bless our mayor, Jim Darling, that you continue to make our city a welcoming city. Bless the Rio Grande Valley, our neighbors to the south, and help us to learn to be a blessing to the extent that we have been blessed. We pray that in the name of our Savior and Lord. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Gornetti. At this time, I invite you to please stand for the posting of colors by the McAllen Police Department Honor Guard. Please remain standing as McAllen ISD student Ashton Pena of Cathy Middle School leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the national anthem performed by Aaron Magana of the McAllen Fire Department.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose bright stars
Please be seated. Thank you, Ashton, Aaron, and the McAllen Police Department Honor Guard. Lunch will now begin, and our program will continue shortly. Please enjoy.
Once you come to story time, that's it. You're stuck with us forever.
If you ever find yourself at the Lark Branch Library, you'll most certainly spot Diana Corona. She's hard to miss with her big smile and unmistakable energy. She's the children's assistant there, and it's easy to see why. So 8 years ago, when she found out that 2 of her co-workers had been diagnosed with cancer, she did best. She
Ladies and gentlemen, as you enjoy your meal, please help me welcome our very special guests joining us here today. County Judge Richard Cortez, Commissioner Precinct 1 David Fuentes, Commissioner Precinct 3 Eli Torres, Sheriff Eddie Guerra, District Attorney Ricardo Rodriguez, the Mayor of the City of Brownsville, Juan Trey Mendez, Mayor, City of Harlingen, Chris Boswell. Mayor, City of Mission, Armando Ocaña. Mayor, City of FAR, Dr. Ambrosio Hernandez. Mayor, City of Palmview, Ricardo Vallal. Mayor, City of Mercedes, Henry Hinojosa. Oscar Montoya, excuse me. Representing the Governor of Tamaulipas, Mexico, Carlos Garcia, for the Honorable Francisco Cabeza de Vaca. Representing the Mayor, City of Reynosa, Yonel Cantu, representing Maki Ortiz Dominguez. McAllen, Commissioner, District 1, Javier Villalobos. McAllen, Commissioner, District 2, Joaquin J.J. Zamora. McAllen, Commissioner, District 3, Omar Quintanilla. McAllen, Commissioner, District 4, Tanya Ramirez. McAllen, Commissioner, District 5, Victor Sebi Haddad. Mayor Pro Tem, Commissioner, District 6, Veronica Whitaker. From the McAllen Public Utility Board, Chairman, Place A, Charles Amos.
Welcome to the City of McAllen for the special election special general election that's going on today, both for mayor, city commissioner, and PU trustees. And there's also 3 propositions on the ballot. It's 7 o'clock, so polls will close at 7. If you're standing in line, you will be allowed to vote, so stay in line if you're in line, but polls are closed now at 7 o'clock.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Mi nombre es Lía Yades con la ciudad de McAllen. Les comento que ya son las 7, ya están cerrados las casetas para ir a votar, pero si usted está en fila, todavía tiene la oportunidad de votar. No se salga de la fila, va a tener esa oportunidad de votar. Es muy importante que esté el día de hoy para que apoye y para que pueda ver cuál va a ser el ganador para el alcalde, también los comisionados, MPUB trustees. Toda esa información la vamos a tener también en nuestras redes sociales, que es Facebook, Twitter, en nuestra página de internet también de McAllen.net. ¿Algo más, Roy?
Yeah, you can continue to watch us on MCN Spectrum Channel 1300. Those will be how we will show you the results tonight. All the candidates are on there. You can watch us on MCN 1300, on McAllen.net, on the 311 mobile app, and also if you have an antenna, you can watch us on 57.1 LP, the air channel. Just use your rabbit ears.
We're actually getting some early voting
numbers. Oh,
yes.
There they go. They're pretty good. Right up at 7, the early voting numbers for the candidates.
Okay, Rashid.
Let me read some of them to you. Rashid has 653. Whitaker has 1,697. Fallick has 1,659. Villalobos has 1,812. And Brand Jr. has 1,144.
For District 1, Wilkins has 486. For District 1, Aguirre has 859. And Thompson has 699.
For District 2, the incumbent Zamora has 851. He's running unopposed.
For District 3, Reina has 204 votes. Quintanilla has 322. And Tamez has 210.
And of course, for MPU board trustees, both incumbents are running unopposed. Amos has 4,716, and Williams has 4,616.
We'll go ahead and keep you posted with more information as we keep on receiving it. These are the early voting numbers that we're sharing with you. And you could just follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and McAllen.net. That's where we have the latest information on the results.
For the City of McAllen, I'm Roy Cantu.
And I'm Leah Yades.
Turns out you guys get a little more of me. Next, the titanium sponsors, which include the City of Palmhurst. Yours, mine, and all of our HEB. Cheers to L&F Distributors as a titanium sponsor. And thank you to the McAllen Hidalgo Anzalduas International Bridges. Showing their support of the titanium level McAllen Public Utility. Thank you, titanium sponsors, Spa Glass Contractors Incorporated. And can we get a whoop for Texas A&M University at the titanium sponsor? We would also like to recognize the support of Texas National Bank. And rounding out the titanium sponsors, thank you Vantage Bank Texas for continued support of the State of the City event. At the platinum sponsorship level, we offer thanks to Atlas, Hall, and Rodriguez. Platinum sponsor D. Wilson Construction Company, thank you for supporting today's event. DHR Health, thank you for your platinum level contribution today. Thank you to the Housing Authority of the City of McAllen for your platinum sponsorship. MedCare's EMS, thank you for your show of support as a platinum sponsor. And thank you to platinum sponsor South Texas Health System for the continued support. Today's event is further sponsored by an extended list of gold sponsors. We want to thank each and every one of you for your strong show of support at today's event. And ladies and gentlemen, this has been my pleasure and honor to serve as the MC for the 2021 McAllen State of the City Address, Mayor Jim Darling's last address. Thank you for all that you do for our community, not just in McAllen, but throughout the Rio Grande Valley. On behalf of the City of McAllen, we want to thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Christine. Hi, everybody. No applause. You know, no, just keep eating. Just, you know, we had some wild entrances before, and we thought, well, this is the last one. Let's make it subdued and everything.
There's some people waiting for you out in front.
I thought I gave them the damn ticket. Oh, I thought I gave them the tickets. Oh, excuse me. I'll be right back.
Hey guys, this is Leah Yadis again. We got more numbers coming in for this McAllen General and Special Election coverage. So, Roy, let's start off.
With the mayor's race, we have District 3 that just came in. We have Rashid with 717 votes total. Then we have Whitaker with 1,758. We have Fallick with 1,719. Villalobos with 1,933. And Brand Jr. with 1,224. The District 3 numbers just came in right now, so we wanted to share those with you.
Yes.
You can see them on the screen.
It's Reina, 98, Quintanilla, 179, and Tamez, 95. So totals, Reina has 302, totals Quintanilla has 501, and totals Tamez has 305.
And for place A, Charles Amos has 4,716, and place D, Williams for MPU trustee has 4,616.
We're going to go ahead and keep you updated with all those numbers. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and on our website with more information so you could keep watching us, and we'll keep having more information for you. With the City of McAllen, I'm Leah Yadis.
And I'm Roy Cantu. We'll be right back.
Hello, thank you so much for joining us again. I'm Leah Yades, and the website is currently down, but we are streaming live on the City of McAllen YouTube and 1300 on Spectrum. We're going to go ahead and give you the votes that we have right now, the results. Go ahead and start with the mayors.
And I'm working through it, and we're gonna do this old school, and I'm literally gonna read you the numbers so you at least know what's going on. We just received District 6 for Election Day 47 for Rashid, Whitaker 166, Fallick 101, Villalobos 71, Brand Jr. 91. For totals with early vote and today's totals, including districts 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 6, it's 973 for Rashid, 2,227 for Whitaker, 2,142 for Fallick. Villalobos has 2,425, and Brand Jr. has 1,632.
So we are missing still District 5, but we do have District 1. Wilkins received 225, a total of 711. Aguirre received 315, a total of 1,174. And Thompson received 284, a total of 983.
District 2, Zamora ran unopposed. The total for Election Day and early vote was 1,240.
District 3, we also have those numbers in. Reina got 98, a total of 302. Quintanilla received 179, which in total was 501. And Tamez received 95 from the District 3, and a total of 305.
For place A, Charles Amos received for District 6, 315. Total, he has 6,390. Place D, Williams, so far with districts 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. And 6 came in today at 329, and the total is 6,238 for Williams.
Okay, and we're going to go ahead and go on with District 6. District 6, we have those votes in. Gutierrez received 63 votes today on Election Day. A total of 231. Salinas received 12 votes, a total of 63. Cabeza de Vaca received 226 votes, a total of 868. Perez received 46 votes, a total of 165. And Esparza received 112, a total of 473.
And we can report that that's going into a runoff because no one received 50% plus one vote. That's what the candidates are waiting for. So we'll have a runoff later on, and we'll give you more information about that later. Right now, let's go to the MPU trustees. For this was a special election for Place B. In District 6, we had Rick Odinez with 211. And total so far, he has 4,408. For Enriquez, we have for District 6, 87. And total for today with early and Election Day, District 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. We're missing 5. He has 2,056. And then we have Goldhammer, who has, for District 6, she received 107 votes. Her total for today's and early vote was 1,683.
Now for propositions, we could see them there. 4, we received a total of, for Election Day totals, we received 2,098 and against 1,097. That was for Proposition A. For Proposition B, we received 2,161. Against, we received 123. And Proposition C, we received 1,660. Against, we received 597.
And we're still waiting for District 5 to come in. As soon as those come in, those will be the totals for the day. Continue to watch. We're sort of trying to get you the numbers as soon as possible, and we'll try to read the final district so you get to see what happened in District 5. For the City of McAllen, I'm Roy Cantu.
And I'm Leah Yades. Keep watching. Hello, thank you so much for joining us again. My name is Leah Yades, and we have the McAllen General and Special Election coverage for this time. This is going to be the last time because we have all the results in. So let's go ahead and start with the mayor.
I'm working through, and let me give you the mayor results. We have them up right now, and for Rashid, a total of 1,041. For Whitaker, 2,381. For Fallick, 2,269. For Villalobos, 2,610. And Brand, 1,749. No one received more than 50% of the vote, so there's going to be a runoff with the top two candidates. The top two candidates on this race for mayor is City Commissioner Javier Villalobos with 2,610 and City Commissioner Veronica Whitaker with 2,381. Of course, these numbers are unofficial until they're officially canvassed on May 10th at the next City Commission meeting. So numbers, if they change, it could be because of provisional ballots. However, these are the top two vote getters tonight for the mayor's race.
Okay, and we're going to go ahead and start with District 1 commissioners. Wilkins received 723, Aguirre received 1,188, and Thompson received 1,004 votes. Also, there will be a runoff against Aguirre and Thompson because nobody received 50% of the votes.
For District 2 Commissioner, the incumbent, J.J. Zamora, received 1,058. He ran unopposed, so he gets his job back for another 4 years.
And for City Commissioner District 3, Reina received 307, Quintanilla received 511, and Tamez received 313. Another runoff because nobody received the 51% votes. It's going to be Quintanilla against Tamez.
For District 6 Commissioner, this was a special election, and we have Gutierrez, who received a total of 240, Salinas, who received 66 votes, Cabeza de Vaca, who received 880 votes, and Perez, who received 169 votes. Esparza received 479. Again, this is a runoff election that will happen because nobody received 50% plus one vote. So we will get the official numbers May 10th at the next City Commission meeting. And let's go to the next numbers.
Amos did receive 6,827. So he will be trustee place A.
For PUB trustee place B, we have Rick Godinez with 4,738, Jaime Enriquez with 2,176, and Don Goldammer with 1,805. Godinez received like 54% of the vote, so he will be the next PUB trustee for place B.
And Williams, PUB trustee place D, he received 6,683.
The propositions, it looks like they all passed. Proposition A, term limits for the mayor and city commissioners, passed by 5,910 against 661. Proposition B, eligibility for office, that's for was 6,202 and against 342. For Proposition C, which is just updating the city charter with general updates, for was 4,888 and against was 1,567.
So, Roy, it's going to look like there is a runoff for mayor, for District 1, for District 3, and 6, correct?
Yes, and all the propositions passed, so I guess the voters really wanted to change something up, and so they're putting term limits on the mayor and commissioners, and they're going to make some changes.
Yes. Thank you so much for going out and vote. Thank you so much for watching. With the City of McAllen, I'm Leah Yades.
And, of course, on behalf of the City of McAllen, the City Secretary's office that puts on the election, the numbers came in pretty quick, folks, so we were happy.
Yes.
And it looks like there was no glitches tonight, and so those are the results. You can follow us on our social media for the final numbers. You can also go to McAllen.net to see the breakdown of each of the districts. The City Secretary's office will be posting that soon. For the City of McAllen, I'm Roy Cantu.
proud of. It takes a lot of courage to do the things that they do. And people from Mercedes, that's a big deal. People from Mercedes are lost. They come over here to look and see how projects are done. But I tell you what, I couldn't be happier about any project that we've done in a long time. And we do some big projects, but this thing has been going on for a long time. You know, I'm starting to feel like an old timer because of the story I'm about to tell. I've only been the city manager 7 years, but I've been with the city for 17. And some 12 or 14 years ago, we were relocating water lines. Is Mark Vega here? No? Okay, so I can say this. So we were relocating water lines and sewer lines way back when for this project. And then, of course, 7 years ago, PUB went to hell. So they've been dealing with that ever since. But I am super happy, so proud of everyone that made this happen. You know, the fact that we're going here to Auburn isn't because we want to take credit 2 or 3 times. This project is so important that every segment that we can open means a lot to traffic mobility for this area. So we're going to do this again probably before we get to 107. Because when we get to the next one, which is going to be either Frontera or Northgate, that's going to open up so much more mobility for the area, for North McAllen, and being able to travel north and south. And then eventually we'll get to 107. So thank you so much for being here. This is a great day for us. This is a great project, so much to be proud of, even if it took us a little longer. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. Through your vision and with the dedicated support from our city management, we're able to be here on this great windy day to celebrate this first phase and officially open a segment of roadway ahead of the completion of the overall project. As some may recall, the original project was only a 2-lane rural roadway. However, by leveraging $10.6 million from federal and state, and that's TxDOT funding and RGB MPO funding, and other local sources, our city leaders were successful in obtaining funds for this 4-lane roadway that we see here today at a cost of approximately $2.4 million in city bond funds. So we were able to leverage $10.6 million with our $2.4 million contribution. This construction includes 4 lanes, 2 lanes in each direction, with a center turn lane at the signalized intersections with Trenton and Auburn. It also includes curb and gutter and underground storm drainage system to the adjacent Morris Stormwater Regional Detention Facility. And additionally, there is a sidewalk and noise barrier wall to reduce noise impact from the adjacent neighborhood. This 0.4-mile segment of roadway will provide an additional route that improves mobility for drivers that visit our great city, and more importantly, for our residents living adjacent to the facility. It provides parents and educators at Bettis Elementary and Morris Middle School access to those schools, and for our shoppers as well. This provides another route to access the shopping centers on 10th Street. Thank you. The overall contract is the amount of $13.03 million and includes a roadway extension up to 107, as was mentioned earlier, a total of 2.8 miles that is scheduled for completion in August of 2021. And like Bicentennial to the south and this segment that we see here before us, it will also serve as a mobility corridor and will have access limited to major intersections at Auburn, right north of us, Frontera, Northgate, Freddy Gonzalez, and Sprague. And similar to this section as well, it includes sidewalks, drainage, an irrigation main, water, sanitary sewer, and noise barrier walls at specified locations. So we're very proud to be here today in opening this first segment. And I'd like to invite you all to join us. What we're going to do for this ribbon cutting is we're actually going to do it in our vehicles. First, I'd like to welcome our honored guests to join us for a picture, and then we can line up with a procession to do the ribbon cutting. Thank you.
La ciudad de McAllen cree que los comentarios públicos son una importante parte en dejando que sus ciudadanos tengan sus voces escuchadas. Si tienes una idea para mejorar nuestros parques, problemas con automóviles manejando rápido por tu vecindario, sugerencias para aliviar el tráfico en la ciudad o cualquier otro tema que quieras llamar a la atención de la Comisión de la ciudad de McAllen ofrece a sus ciudadanos una oportunidad para que hablen antes de cada una de las juntas de la Comisión de la ciudad. Registrarse es fácil. Las formas de inscripción para hacer comentarios públicos deben completarse y presentarse a la secretaria de la ciudad no más tarde de las 4 p.m. en el día de la junta o taller. Con el fin de cumplir con la Ley de Reuniones Abiertas de Texas, los funcionarios electos no podrán entablar conversaciones sustantivas con los ciudadanos que participan en comentarios públicos. Las formas de comentarios sobre la agenda deben completarse y enviarse a la secretaria de la ciudad antes de que comience la reunión a las 5 p.m. El comentario público no excederá de 2 minutos. Se les sugiere a los grupos que desean dirigirse a la comisión de la ciudad que tengan solo un portavoz para presentar las opiniones de los grupos. La salud y el bienestar de sus ciudadanos es importante para la ciudad de McAllen y por eso ha creado protocolos de seguridad contra el COVID-19 para dar una oportunidad de participar en comentarios públicos virtualmente. Para una reunión, taller o junta típica de la comisión del lunes, para hablar virtualmente, los ciudadanos deben enviar las formas de inscripción a la oficina de la secretaria de la ciudad por un correo electrónico a plara@mcallen.net al final del día el viernes antes de la reunión. Cuando la forma de inscripción se reciba, los ciudadanos recibirán un correo electrónico o llamada telefónica proporcionando el número de teléfono e enlace para llamar y acceder a la reunión. Todos los ciudadanos deben registrarse antes de las reuniones programadas. Cuando sea reconocido por el alcalde, el individuo se acercará al podio, indicará su nombre para el registro de la reunión e identificará el tema sobre el que desea hablar. Una vez concluido el tiempo designado para el comentario público, la comisión de la ciudad puede reanudar las deliberaciones sin más oportunidad de comentarios públicos en esa reunión. La ciudad de McAllen anima a sus residentes a dejar que sus voces sean escuchadas para crear una mejor comunidad y gobierno para todos. Aunque queremos saber de usted, la ciudad debe cumplir con la Ley de Reuniones Abiertas de McAllen. Para más información o si tiene preguntas sobre comentarios públicos o comentarios de la agenda, pónganse en contacto con la oficina de la secretaria de la ciudad al 956-681-1020 para obtener asistencia. O visítenos en el segundo piso del municipio de la ciudad de McAllen en el 1300 Houston Avenue. Nos vemos en el podio.